Tips for instructional aides and personal care assistants. While most of you have experience in the field of education, describing the exact role of an IA or PCA can be difficult as every student has different needs. So let's start with the difference between an IA and PCA. This is not an easy question to answer because it varies by school. The biggest difference is that a PCA requires a high school diploma while an IA requires at least 2 years of college. If a classroom needs a general aid to help multiple students, that person is typically an IA. PCAs are almost exclusively tied to a specific student, but that isn't the case 100% of the time. Both positions share similar duties. The determination of whether a contract is for an IA or a PCA is decided by the psychologist and the school-related services support team before it reaches us at Liberty. So regardless of that, here are 5 tips for getting started. 1. You are part of a team. The first thing to know is that you are one part of a large support team working for the student. Teachers, BCBAs, and other related service providers and case managers are all there to help, so please reach out to them, introduce yourself, and ask questions. Ask them how to help define your role so that you can be the most effective. Along those lines, if your student is struggling academically, you are not solely responsible for an immediate turnaround, nor are you expected to have deep content knowledge of the subjects your student studies. You are there to help build habits, assist the student in getting help, providing structure, and advocating for your student. Our second tip, understand the stakeholders. There are many stakeholders in a student's education: the student themselves, you, the parent, teachers, administrators, and even the government. The most influential of these stakeholders will depend on where your services take place. If you are in the home, it is essential to build a good rapport with the parent or guardian. Though your assignment will be guided by the case manager and education team, it is important to listen to the parent and understand their concerns. If you prove to them that you're on their child's side, it will go a long way. Typically, if the parent is happy, the student is doing well, and the school feels effective. If you are in a school, it is important to work well and collaboratively with the teachers and administration. A good relationship will pave the way for a positive and long-lasting experience. And, of course, take your time to learn and understand your student. When appropriate, investigate their likes and dislikes and who they are as a person. What are their social and learning styles? Number 3, be professional. I'll preface this by asking you to review your school's individual guidebook for dress code and professionalism. They may vary, but here are some important tips. Dress up. It is always better to be overdressed than underdressed over the first few days, especially if you are working in the student's home. Arrive 15 minutes early during your first week. First impressions only happen once, and being early is one of the best ways to show that you are committed to this position and your student. Most schools have a no cell phones policy. Repeated infractions of cell phone use is the number one reason why contractors are asked to leave. Even if your school doesn't have a no cell phones policy, please minimize use. Cell phones can be an amazing tool to help a student, but if a teacher or parent glances over and sees you on your phone out of context, their perception may differ than your intentions, causing unnecessary friction. Next, never connect with a parent or student on social media. Keep your work and social lives separate. Know your boundaries. Please understand how awkward it might be for a parent to invite a stranger into his or her home to work with their child. There may be a few days of uncertainty as you all get to know one another. However, the relationship should develop rapidly after that. Be sure to remain professional no matter how close you get with the family. Some aides make the mistake of getting too comfortable too soon, leading to an unintended loss of trust. Also, please establish your own boundaries. While most parents understand the role you will be playing, some need guidance. If you are asked to do anything outside of your duties as an educator, such as waking up the student in the morning, providing medical care, or babysitting, Please let the parent know that this is against protocol. Further, you should never be in a home alone with a student. Always work in a public space with the doors open. If you ever feel threatened or uncomfortable, please leave the home immediately and contact us.